is in foal at the Southern Hemisphere's premier breeding stock auction. A Tissue, Belclair, Climbing Star and the explosive Zoo Gotcha are among 150 black-tie performers catalogued for sale. There's 11 Group 1 winners, 8 straight from the track. The Magic Millions National Broodmare Sale, May 27 and 28. For more, visit magicmillions.com.au.
Curious about how a business loan from On Deck can assist your small business? Meet Fernando, the mastermind behind a booming construction management company.
I needed $47,000 to get new equipment and grow my business. And in just 2 hours, On Deck had the money in my account. So good.
Visit On Deck. Business loans can be approved and in your account within 2 hours, like Fernando. Visit On Deck now. On Deck. T's and C's apply. All loans are subject to lender approval.
Hong Kong is racing tonight.
Racing!
That's right, they're racing tonight at Happy Valley. You can follow the star Aussie trainers and riders like David Hayes. And if you bet on Hong Kong with the tab, you're diving into Hong Kong's massive world pools, known for stable odds and smoother payouts. Catch all the action on Sky Racing and streaming services. Hong Kong racing tonight. Presented by Hong Kong Jockey Club. Is this a bet you really want to make? For free and confidential support, visit gamblershelp.com.au.
RSN loves talking racing and sport every day. It starts with Breakfast with Half and Racing Pulse weekday mornings. RSN presents racing and sports-driven news updates.
Oscar Piastri has won the Miami Grand Prix.
Oscar Piastri wins, and the championship leader does it in style.
Matt Nevitt and Trent Mason-Helder put together updates with local and international sports news. It's what you want to hear. For racing and sport, it's RSN, proudly Victorian. On RSN Racing and Sport, it's time for the grey areas with Jason Adams and George Ferrugia.
The kid was a human dynamo.
Are you sure you're talking about George?
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
Good afternoon, midday Wednesday, and a magnificent time to be tuning in to RSN 927 because it is time for grey areas. My name's Jason Adams, covering all the things happening in greyhound racing, particularly here in Victoria, and a lot of dribble in between. And I do that with my good friend Georgie Ferrugia. Welcome in, Georgie. How was your weekend?
Not too bad. How was yours, mate? All good?
It was good, bit dramatic on Saturday night. John Henry, we'll get to that shortly, but how was the wedding that you attended? Do you remember much of it?
Yes, of course.
How'd you go?
I was very well behaved.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Good wedding?
Yes, fantastic.
They're always good weddings, aren't they?
Yeah, sort of, you
Ever
feel
been to a bad one? I don't think.
feel the vibe of somebody else's happiness is a human skill.
Yes,
you must be happy.
right.
You've got to learn to be happy for others.
Absolutely.
Too true. And did you get a chance to catch the pies on Saturday night?
No, we were too busy getting people married, but yes, we heard the result.
What did you think?
And went back to the bar.
Yeah, I think it's the common consensus. It was the match of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, that last 2 minutes was just insane. So I don't think any team would be totally disappointed with that. I think they know they're going to be playing in the sticky end of the year. But good to see your boys come back. I told you they'd win. You weren't much confident. Oh,
Mate,
sorry, Sydney. I need to be more specific.
Oh, the Swannies. Yeah, they were good. Much more encouraging. Bit nervous about your most hated team coming up against the Bombers this Saturday afternoon, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, you'll beat them. Thankfully, the obscure AFL bet got up, but oh my goodness, that election result. We got blown out of the water with that undeserved.
In our terms, beaten by 10.
Oh, absolutely. So, but good weekend, mate.
Hey, and you helped me out on Saturday too, getting standing room tickets to Geelong and Collingwood, which was eventful.
I did. It was a last minute thing. Sorry, mate. If you give me more notice, mate, I will. I'll look after you.
Don't be ridiculous. Better. Hey, were you behind the Darren Glass on Sunday watching the Hawks?
Yes, I was.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good fun. The Darren Glass.
Living the life of the high and mighty.
Fantastic to see all the old ex-champions come out for the Hawthorn Footy Club. So it was great, mate. Yeah.
Good.
Magnificent. All right, so it's a big week in greyhound racing, as we know. We look forward to tomorrow night at Sandown Park, which is an absolute belter. Heat to the Harrison Dawson for the boys and heat to the Sapphire Crown for the girls. We'll get to that later on in the show. Now, we are cramped for time, so we've got to get on with it. We're going to look back to Saturday night first, George, and the win of Trooper-Tears at the Meadows in that veterans race. 29.57, the fourth fastest time of the year behind Vincent Bale, Lakeview Emily, and stomping. He is dead set humming, this boy.
Incredible considering his age. I mean, 4 years, 1 month's age now. And again, Hector Fawley's run was good, but he's not going as well as Trooper Tears. I mean, he's got the edge on him now. I think it's 3-1 in that little best of series. But the most impressive thing about Trooper Tears, the way he's racing, is that he's rekindled that early dash. I mean, he was never electric, but he was always putting himself into good enough positions. And he went 5.09, and that was enough to lead in 29.57. I mean, you said it off air, and I don't think you mind me saying, interesting that he's not in a heat of the Harrison Dawson. The way he's racing at the moment, you'd almost think it's worth a throw at the stumps. Maybe there's a campaign where he's already headed to Queensland where he needs to concentrate on that, because obviously Rob's got ties with son Tim, who's got a big team of greyhounds in Queensland. So maybe that's the reason. But you would have loved to seen him out there take on some of the younger boys, wouldn't you? You would. And look, the next of those veterans races is on Sandown Cup night, which is not next Friday, but the Friday following that. And speaking of these veterans races, George, I mean, we love these dogs starting their stuff, whether it's Trooper Tears or Hector Fawley. But on Saturday night, I mean, they went round as a 4-dog field. 2 scratchings because largely I'd say those greyhounds had no chance to run a place. We love these veterans races, but the domination of Trooper Tears, does that do it harm to the support of nominations of these races? Well, maybe in its current form, but I don't think we should throw the baby out with the bathwater, in a sense that I think that we're going to get some veterans races where we'll have 8-dog fields. I understand the domination of Trooper Tears and Hector Fawley at the moment, but I have enjoyed them, Jason. I think they've been some good betting plays as well. So, I wouldn't be alarmed at the moment. On their way to the boxes at Sale for race number 2. John, have you got the market up there? I'm a bit lethargic today.
Yes, I do. Race 2, the favourite, is going to jump out of the pink, Riverbank Sandy at $1.90.
Outstanding. And Paul Hammond is with the pink Riverbank Sandy. Let's get to the man they call Happy for the second at Sale.
Okay, guys, interesting discussion you're having there. $1.90 is the favourite Riverbank Sandy for Peter Fisk. Deserves to break through. It has a good placing for a race like this last run, and then back on the 6th of April went quite nicely when it was third. So it gets its chance to win a maiden here, this being a Tier 3 fixture today. The small field of 6 here, it's $1.90 and clear favourite. It's a bit better on the Parimutuel at this stage, but that may trim up. Secret Dargan for Chloe Bowman's by Zach Manelli's had 16 goes for 6 placings and is the second elect at 3.10. They're getting set for the second on the program. Don't forget the main quaddie later on will be 5 through to 8. Green light on. Set race number 2. Favourite drawn out wide. They're ready. Racing, Riverbank Sandy out wide on the track. The favourite began beautifully out wide and hits the lead by about 2 lengths or so. Brindle Motion's up to second. Third on the outside, Secret Dargan. Then came Boost Jacket. Well back was Nightcap and Trudy Gem. Coming up to the home corner, Brindle Motion went to a narrow lead. Trying to kick back was Riverbank Sandy, and then on the outside was Secret Dargan. Good finish coming up, Brindle Motion. Secret Dargan's just got it from Brindle Motion. Riverbank Sandy in a 3-way thriller. Then came Bush Jacket from Nightcap and Trudy Gem, and it's 25-22. Well, those 3 runners had a great tussle coming to the corner, and Secret Dargan has just put its head down at the right time. 5:33, 13.98, 25-22 is the winning time here on the second event for the maiden Tier 3s, and 7 gets at Secret Dargan by Zach Manelli. Won't stop her, Chloe Bowman. 4 Brindle Motion, another placing for it for Kathleen Fogarty. 8 gets third, Riverbank Sandy, the hot favourite. At 7, 4, 8, and 4th placing we'll have for you shortly. It's about to pop up, and that's number 5. So interim placings here, guys, are 7, 4, 8, 5, and a thrilling race, race number 2 on the card.
7, 4, 8, 5. That's a trifecta from your caller Paul Hammond. In race 3, he's gone the Blue Dog, 4, 5, 1, and 7. Now back to grey areas. We've got the first race at Warwick Farm, the first of 8 very shortly. Chad Schofield has a pickup ride on number 3, and the favourite at $1.40 is number 6, Regulated Affair. It's a soft 6 there in Sydney at Warwick Farm. And Fine Weather, I'll go through the changes later in race day for you. At sale, number 7, Secret Dargan, $3.10 and $1.40. 4, Brindle Motion, $2.90. No Third Div, number 8, Riverbank Sandy, the favourite, and 5, Buff's Jacket. The Quinella, $10. Exacta paid $16. Paul's Trifecta, $28. And the first 4, $84 for 7, 4, 8 and 5. Running double 1 and 7, $25. Jason and George.
You see the trifecta in a Tier 3 mate, and that man is unstoppable, something I couldn't do. All right, text message has come in. Speaking of veterans races from Ash, Scalacci is eligible for veterans next month. Might spice it up a bit.
That's a good call. Very good call there. Amazing if we could see those that trio go head to head. And just quickly, I know that he's not in the ilk of a 4-year-old just yet. We don't want to put too much age on him. But Matt Locke, did you notice he's backing up at Bendigo?
Is he?
And he's drawn the pink over the 425 metres. If the track's good, watch the clock. He is rocking that dog at the moment. So good to see him go around at Bendigo.
Indeed. Speaking of fast dogs, Monday night at Sandown Park, we saw a debutant, a blue dog by the name of Saquon. Is that how you pronounce it?
Saquon for the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah.
There we go. I knew there was some sort of reference. 29.05 at Sandown Park on debut. The fastest maiden ever to grace the track at Sandown Park, eclipsing the time of, wow, she's fast, 29.09. He's drawn box 6 in the maiden final at Sandown Thursday week, George. He's not 2 years old until July, and he's sort of... We had a discussion a couple of weeks ago, the topic basically being Daryl Holmes, about using sires of generations gone past. This boy's sired by Goodsey, who raced in 2009, 2010, but that hasn't stopped him from producing an absolute freak.
No, and it's topical because we spoke about Trooper Tears. This greyhound comes from the same dam line, pardon me, as Trooper Tears, as Tornado Tears, all those top greyhounds. They've always been fast dogs, but what's the first thing you think of, Jace? Probably staying with that dam line. This is a special dog because he seemingly got good speed too. Like his back section was incredible. His first split was pretty good too. It's not to say that they've all been legless early, those greyhounds, but they're known to run 600-700 metres. So if this greyhound can get to 600 metres, watch out. Let's not preempt anything yet. He's got a career now, but wow, it was so impressive. A nice big blue dog too. So yeah, he just brained them. He was so good.
He went 18.50 odd to the back split. So for anyone out there, well, that is just...
for a maiden, Jake.
Who knows what's going on. It is so fast. That is like explicit sort of territory, isn't it? And this boy's done it on debut.
Is it 1836, the sectional record? Is
35, Sunset Fraser.
Yeah, so we're talking 3.5, 4 lengths off the fastest ever to the back. And then for him to go 29.0s for a young dog. So it's good to see it in the hands of Brad Greeno too, with the Greeno family again. Good luck to him going forward. But as I said, for a staying dam line, for a greyhound to show this good speed, watch out.
And owned by Greg Sprott as well, where they combined for Wow She's Fast. So she debuted in a very similar manner, and who knows what's capable for this boy here, and hopefully plenty after the camp had some hard luck at Warragul last night with Zeus Thunderbolt. In the meantime, we're building up to the opening race here at Warwick Farm. Short price favourite, Regulated Affair, the 6 at $1.40. Let's get on track with Luke Marlowe.
145 now as Aristocrat goes up. Fernva goes into the gates for Joe Pride. I believe it's a German word, how he gets his name, this galloper. And Swift Legend is about to walk up and complete the line for race number 1 here at Warwick Farm. First of 8 races on a soft 6. And the red light is turned on. Favourite's got Barrier 1 here, Regulated Affair. We're all set. And they're racing now. He got a clean start. Regulated Affair showing a bit of speed is Bombay Boom looking for the front and finding it. After 100 metres, it's Bombay Boom, Tyrone's Power, Regulated Affair straight to third and fourth. The inside as Fernva gets a little keen and shades him. 2 lengths in the field, a Query on the rails inside of Ellis Main. Good speed here. Aristocrats is a long way back with Tua. And the last one is Swift Legend up before the home turn. Bombay Boom and Tyrone's Power cut at each other. There's a bit of room appearing for Regulated Affair just behind them. He's being put up onto the bridle here on straightening, and further back as they make the turn was Fernva. Early in the straight, Tyrone's Power led Regulated Affair, got off the fence. McDonald's had to go for the gun, but he's starting to grind the leader down. Regulated Affair coming at Tyrone's Power. He puts his head in front, starts to edge away. He's going to be too good, the shorty. Regulated Affair comes down to win it well. Fernva dived and might have got second ahead of Tyrone's Power. As for fourth, running on well at the end was Aristocrat. Behind those, Swift Legend, a Query, Chua, and knocking up was Bombay Boom. Number 6, Regulated Affair, James McDonald for Chris Waller.
So at 6 and a photo, we need to keep moving and get back to the grey areas. Regulated Affair at a barrier 1. Number 6 was the first favourite of the day in Sydney, and it's home at $1.50 and $1.04, James McDonald. We've also got the very first with Matt Hill at Caulfield shortly, and the first of 8 about to get underway on a good 4 in showery weather. Matt will be back to preview the meeting for you from race 2 onwards. I've got Mark Hunter's thoughts from this morning ahead of race number 1, but we're going to Matt as well. And in the first, at $1.80, Blake Shin is with the favourite, number 8, Street Lark, and the first very shortly at $12.25 with Matt over the 1,500 metres. Good afternoon, Matt. How do you see the first at Caulfield today?
Hello, John. Hello, everyone. And yes, welcome to Caulfield. Heath, as you mentioned, Rail Out 3, a good 4. The first of fillies and mares maiden. Street Lark is the short prize favourite. Blake Shin has an excellent book of rides today, and she's been knocking on the door and chased a decent one in Peshera at Sandown last start. Interesting runner is Gillaroo, number 1, who's had runs at Monmouth Park and Gulfstream Park in America, has had a sharpen up jump out over 1,200 metres leading in here for Kieran Maher with Mark Zara aboard. And Perfect 10 was a cracking run at Sale. This is a little bit more difficult, but don't knock her. Perfect 10 at number 6. I thought they were the 3 main chances as we get the thoughts of Mark Hunter.
8143. Street Lark trialled really well before its debut. Maybe should have won at Cranbourne. Went to Sandown last time, didn't have the clearest of passage and battled on well inside. I think fitter for 2 runs. Be Shin to ride. You can see him just bustling his way forward, bullying his way to the front, controlling the race. And from there, Street Lark is the one to beat. To beat number 1, Gillaroo, and Import from America. Looks to be trialling well. Don't know if it can hold up leaders back, but should get every chance poking through inside. Then 4, Mini Angel. But the claim will roll forward, and 3, Kadari, who's racing consistently. Looks the right race for Street Lark to win. 8, 1, 4 and 3.
8, 1, 4 and 3 from Mark. Warwick Farm at 6, 5, 9, 1. Number 6, Regulated Affair, $1.50 and $1.04. 5, Fernway at $2.20. 9, Tyrone's Power, $1.90 and 1, Aristocrat. The Quinella, $6. Exacta paid $7.60. Trifecta, $24. And the first 4, Race 1 Sydney, $217 for 6, 5, 9 and 1.
All right, as I mentioned before, we're looking ahead to a sensational card of racing at Sandown Park tomorrow night. Heats of the Sapphire Crown for the girls, heats of the Harrison Dawson for the boys. And George, let's card through these one by one, starting with the 4 heats of the Sapphire Crown in the opener. We see the first reserve as the favourite, so it's pretty wide open. But I wasn't too sure how to tackle this one at all.
Yeah, a little bit tough. I was going to look at a little bit of value with Flying Currency because of its ability to hop out of a box. It's a very, very open race. Natalie Bale has hardly put a foot wrong. She's been in terrific form, but Flying Currency for me at around the $8 mark. It is a bit of a raffle, that first heat.
Heat 2, favourite is Aston Gozo from the red. Now, I'm a bit bullish here on Bebop Jazz. Now, I'm hot and cold on her, and her form's a little bit like that as well. Yeah. But she's got Shani Secret on her inside, who will want to get down to the fence, and Your Girl Gold Scotch in 6, who's unlikely to show Ellie's speed. So she gets room. That's what she needs to produce her best. So I'll be with her.
Yeah, look, I'm with Aston Gozo. I think it's a bit of a race in 2. I think Aston Gozo had been racing so well against some of the boys as well, and the box draw certainly brings her into this. There's a little bit of speed in 2, who does push off a little bit. So Aston Gozo for mine, but that's now we're starting to get a bit serious.
Things, yeah, they do get a bit more serious. Race 4, Heat 3, Gambella to jump from box 7. Fastest dog in the race. Quite clearly, $2.70. What do you make of that?
Well, simplistically, she's clearly the fastest greyhound in the race, but the box draw has cruelled her again here. I mean, she can sometimes lack a little bit of early speed. There's some early speed in this race. I think the greyhound off box 1 certainly showed good speed at Warrnambool, but hasn't won a race here, so there's sort of doubts there. But if she handles the track well, watch out as well. Reality Best has been a very handy greyhound for a long time. So, again, I'm reluctant to take Gambella at 270 because of the box draw, but if she gets clear running, she'll be very hard to beat.
Yep, indeed. All right, fourth and final heat of the Sapphire Crown. Lakeview Emily will jump from box 1 in what looms as the clash of the nights with Dashing Slay, the launching pad winner in box 4.
What a race. What a race. 2 greyhounds that could probably run... Well, not probably. They both have broken 29 seconds, but we're starting to get a little bit colder out there. If they can run 29.10, I think both trainers would take it. I'm leaning towards Emily. You?
I don't know yet, but probably.
Thought her run in the Sandgroper was absolutely fantastic. So,
well, we know Dashing Slay leaves room on the fence. If Emily's there, running similar time,
what a race.
It'd be hard to beat. But if they're punch for punch down the back, I might pass out. All right, race 6, Harrison Dawson, heat 1 for the fellas. Scalacci, box 2. Again, open market here. Excavation, Poor Oswald. It's I haven't had the time to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, George, but this one's open.
What a race. And we have to say that these Harrison Dawson heats are as good as I've seen, I reckon, Jace, for this series. It's incredible. Paul Oswald last week broke 5 seconds early. Wyong Dallas, apart from his blemish in the final of the launching pad, Jace, has been in such an incredible greyhound. Excavation's a Group 1 winner. Wow. What a way to start. And Scalacci in box 2 is a Phoenix winner. I mean, it's a cracker. Leaning towards Excavation. If he's come back well... I think he gets the room to move from out there, but it's a tough race.
Harrison Dawson, heat 2, race 7, and again, I mean, just stacked with stars. Morton, box 1, field day 3. Vincent Bale, the big V in 7, and the first 50 is going to count for plenty here.
Yeah,
don't reckon Vincent's going to go forward and just lead on his own accord. Morton's made mistakes in Adelaide, but if he gets it right, he's clearly the main winning chance.
Yeah, he was beaten by the greyhound drawn in box 2 in the Anniversary Cup, Daintree Shady, but you'd think Morton back on his home deck will be hard to beat. He's drawn pretty well here. Field day can be a little bit hit or miss, can't he? He's capable of running 29 O's as well. And Vincent Bale is clearly one of our favourites, but I can understand why Morton is favourite here. Box draws in these type of races mean so much, Chase, because there's so little between them.
Heat 3, race 8, and we got Deadly Avenger, the Sandgroper winner. He trialled at Sandown last Friday, went really well, which you expect fast dogs to do. Tim Zoo in 5, another awkward draw for him, but not one that he hasn't overcome in the past. And then Bagman, who's another one that's broken 29 seconds, is probably drawn well in 7, and Poor Vortex, who's gone like a rocket in his last start in box 1.
Death taxes and getting a message from Tim from Kilsyth on Friday if Tim Zoo is able to score here. But I think Deadly Avenger, the way he's racing at the moment, I watched that trial too, Jason, did absolutely everything we would expect of him. I think he'll continue on his merry way here. Out of all the stars that we see, he's probably the one that I'd like to have a play with at $2.90.
Yep. And especially given one like Tim Zoo is one of his main dangers, he's going to beat him out.
Yeah.
All things being equal. All right, race 9, which is the fourth and final heat of the Harrison Dawson in the Hub, gets back to his home track for the first time in what would be over 6 months. Flying Zulu, Mapunga Award, heaps happening here as well.
Unbelievable. I can understand why Colac Kid is favourite here. Look, we're ready to go to Caulfield, but this is a tough little race. Colac Kid for mine to finish up.
Magnificent. All right, race 1, Caulfield Heath. Let's get on track. Matt Hill.
Juvian's going into the stalls. Little trim up for Juvian's, 18 into 15. Rain continuing to sweep across Caulfield Racecourse. And the last couple getting set. Street Lark, who's an odds-on favourite, $1.95 on official price. And here's Perfect 10, who was the eye-catcher from Sale a couple of weeks ago. So the first on Caulfield Heath. We're racing on a good 4 on the rail out 3 metres. Field set for the opener, and away they go, and Jillaroo on the inside was one of the better ones away with Mini Angel and also Street Lark. Kadari settles behind those horses, followed by Rapido River Motoring Spirit. Fighting the jockey as Juvian's thrashing the head about, and Perfect 10's trying to get past it. They climb the hill with 1,200 metres to go, and it's the American Jillaroo in front by a length and 3/4. Street Lark got to second clearly. Kadari is third. Mini Angel fourth, one off the fence, about 2 lengths Rapido River. followed by Motoring Spirit. Second last is Juviance, and Perfect 10 goes back to the end in the gloomy, wet conditions to the side of the course. 900 metres to go, and the leader is Jillaroo. Zara trying to control the tempo. Streetlark's only a half off it, and they're about a length and a half in front of Kadari. Third from Mini Angel. Rapido River next, followed by Motoring Spirit, Juviance, and last Perfect 10. Jillaroo the pilot. 600 metres to go on the heath by about a half length. The Streetlark now 3/4 of a length as they just start to click it up a little. Streetlark now trying to get a bit closer before the corner. Mini Angel a length and a half off those. Kadari niggled at, then Juviance, Motoring Spirit. Perfect 10 still has to get past them all into the running. 250 to go. It's Jillaroo with Streetlark throwing down the challenge, and they're having a good battle. Jillaroo and Streetlark, if anything, under hands and heels. Streetlark just in front of Jillaroo, who won't give in at the 100, but it's Streetlark drawing about a neck in front of half Jillaroo, and Streetlark is coming clear for Shin, and Streetlark won by a length Jillaroo. Third Mini Angel, and fourth in the race was Kadari. Then came Juviance, Perfect 10, Rapido River, and at the tail of the field in the maiden, Motoring Spirit. Streetlark, Blake Shin, who looks to have an excellent book of rides today, trained by Peter Moody and Catherine Coleman. Streetlark takes the first race on the card at $2 and $1.10. So you got a backable price if you liked the favourite, the filly by Castelvecchio. Had a couple of placings before today, put the writing on the wall. Sat outside the speed here, Jillaroo, and they've quickened it up before the corner. They've had a decent battle, but Streetlark just getting the better of Jillaroo, and she'll further improve on that. The Curlin mare, formerly raced in the United States. 8 beating 1, and Mini Angel filling a hole in third, number 4, Jayla Kennedy for Kieran Maher. But Streetlark, who was odds on most of the betting, but you got black and white figures at the end. $2 and $1.10 on the tote, coming clear to win it by about a length on the line. And as I mentioned, Blake Shin has a decent book of rides this afternoon. He rides the favourite Catahoula in race number 3 on the program. He's got Just Glamorous, who's one of the favourites in the 5th event. Also the favourite Queen Katrina in race number 6. And then later in the day, the favourite in the last Grand Larceny. 8, 1, 4 and 3. 8, 1, 4 and 3. 1:31.19, the time for 1500. 8, 1, 4 and 3 to the opener from Caulfield.
So Mark Hunter starts the day with the first 4 in race 1. Streetlark at $2 and $1.10. Blake Shin, the favourite, is home. Number 1, Jillaroo, $1.60. 4, Mini Angel at $1.50. And 3, Kadari. The Quinella, $3.60. Exacta, $5.70. Trifecta, $11. And the first 4, $39. 8, 1, 4, 3. Now, they're at the boxes. We'll come back to Jason and George after this at sale with Paul Hammond.
So it's $2.40 here for Bruce. Simple name, and he's the favourite. $2.40 Bruce. $2.90 So Much Chatter. There's been a lot of chatter in the studio. Dr. Reg Knight is a $3.80 second pick. The others, nearly write your own ticket. Be a Shadow's best of the rest at $11. Moving in for race 3. Don't forget the quantity 5 through to 8. And the tab double 6 and 8 if you fancy that. They are moving in now, getting set for race number 3. Bright sunshine here. Perfect weather conditions for racing. Green light on. Favourite drawn the rails. We're set. Racing, Bruce the inside came out well, landed a length and a half in front. Going up second, the other favourite, So Much Chatter, is trying to rally, got a slight check though, and going round the outside was Be a Shadow. Getting knocked out of it, Dr. Reg Knight. Very wide on the track was Linda Now Jimmy, and at the tail was Hurricane Misha. Coming up to the home corner, Bruce the leader by about 6 lengths. So Much Chatter in second, but it's all Bruce, and Bruce wins by 7 lengths. Second goes to So Much Chatter. Linda Now Jimmy out wide for third. Then came Dr. Reg Knight from Be a Shadow and Hurricane Mishka at the tail. And it is $24.76 for the favourite Bruce. Bruce wins for Ben. Ben Josky, the winning trainer. 5.37, 13.90, 24.76. Number 1 is first. 4 will get second. So Much Chatter. The winner's won by many, many lengths by Aston Rupee 2 phones. So well done to Ben Josky at your Nar South. 4 will get second. So Much Chatter for the Lots of Chatter You Bug Me litter. So it gets second. 5.37, 13.90, 24.76, 10.87 the run in. 7 gets third. Linda now, Jimmy.
So 1, 4, 7 and 5 there. I'll clear those divs from the other studio in just a moment, but we're wrapping up grey areas with George and Jason.
That we are. Jumping John Henry. George, your tips for tomorrow night on that amazing meeting at Sandown Park.
Yeah, I've got a few here. I'm going to have a bit of a play with a parlay and maybe get your tip for Freo and Collingwood for tomorrow night. But look, race 1, number 1, Champlain, young greyhound who I think is going places, got really good speed. Forget its run last start. Just got into a little bit of strife, but its runs before that at Sandown were good. Race 1, number 1. I do like Aston Gozo of box 1. I know you're, pardon me, against me with Bebop Jazz, but I just think she could hold a really forward position here, and with a greyhound that uses a bit of the track next to it, I think will be hard to beat. Lakeview Emily, I'm keen on race 5, number 1. You're getting a little bit of value considering Dashing Slays in the race, but she's just a star, and I think from the draw she'll be incredibly hard to beat. And later on in the program, race 11, number 1, Ethanol Secret for Tom Daly. Just building up a nice little career, and I think its recent runs have been good. It lacks just a little bit of early speed. It's by My Ethanol, of course, so a brother to Ethanol, half-brother to Ethanol Water & Co., who are probably better suited over 600, but again, from box 1, should be able to posse up nicely and be hard to beat. Race 11, number 1, to bring us home.
Ethanol Water and Ethanol Volume go around at Ballarat tonight in race 8 over the 660. Then, of course, the staying race tomorrow night, Alice Bay and Lanfranco highlight that, race 10.
Can't wait. And for the NBA fans, Indiana have just beaten Cleveland, who finished that far on top of the Eastern Conference Finals, and they are now 2-0 down. A big surprise, and Boston Celtics lost yesterday, mate, so we've got to get them back on board tomorrow. But all shaping up for some big NBA finals as well.
And who do the Hawks play this week?
We've got Melbourne on Saturday, early Saturday afternoon. So I spoke to Hornet about that, but he's not coming. He reckons that they will knock us off, so let's see how they go.
Interesting. All right.
All good.
Magnificent. That's a wrap for Grey Areas on this Wednesday afternoon. Of course, we'll be back on Friday to sum up what will be a big night there at Sandown Park in Springvale tomorrow evening, John.
Right, guys, see you on Friday. Thank you very, very much. About to go to Matt Hill to preview Caulfield from race 2 onwards, so grab your pens. At sale, it's all clear. Number 1, Bruce, at $2.80 and $1.34. So Much Chatter, $2.10. No third div. Number 7, Lindnow Jimmy. And 5, Dr. Reignite. So 1, 4, 7 and 5. The Quinella paid $3.90, Exacta $4.60, Trifecta $24, and the first 4 paid $47 for 1, 4, 5 and 7. That was Paul Hammond's first 4, and the running double 7 and 1, $8.80. It's all clear. Paul in race 4 has gone 8, 1, 7 and 5, 8, 1, 7 and 5, and we'll go to a preview for race 5 onwards with Paul after the next at sale as well. But for now, to continue a further look at Caulfield this afternoon, here's your caller Matt Hill from race 2 onwards, Matt.